it too soon to kind of have an idea what kind of rebounding team you have, or if so, do you kind of have a feel for that?
Yeah, my feel's not real good right now. I think that Armando is long enough. He's going to get something without jumping. Huff hangs around the basket and can get a lot of rebounds. Garrison works at it, but I'm really discouraged right now about the rebounding that we've gotten from the other guys. You know, in the I think it was the scrimmage against Villanova. Christian had 2 and B-Rob had 1. And last year, out of those 2 spots, we had about 9.5 rebounds a game. So we're worried about that part, but we're still emphasizing it a heck of a lot. Just hadn't gotten there yet.
Is there potential there to kind of maybe
Uh,
satisfy you now?
I really don't know. Not enough, I know, because I'd like every one of them, but I think that they're continuing to work at it, and we'll see.
Roy, have you approached practice any different with this being an ACC game as an opener?
I think there's more of a sense of urgency than it would be if it was somebody else, and that's not comfortable. You know, I don't like it, but it's the schedule. So every year I say we've got to play whatever they put in front of us. But particularly with such a new team, I think. Do you have our stats there in front of you? How many games has Garrison started?
52.
All right, so Sterling Gibbs has started almost twice as many games as everybody on our team put together. Because if Garrison started 52, Leakey, did he start one game? B-Rob start a game? So he's got 69, but I think he's got 104 games. But I think he's got 69 starts, and that's more than all of our guys put together at our level in the ACC, playing at this level. So there is a greater sense of urgency about it because of that, I think.
What type of things have you asked of Garrison and your expectations of him this year?
To do everything he did last year, just do it a little bit better. And then we're asking him to be a little bit more offensive minded, you know, take the shot more. But I don't want him to lose sight of what's the best basketball. I mean, yesterday he took a shot from 16 feet, and I forget who it was, Christian or maybe it's Andrew. Andrew was 15.5 feet. And so I'd rather him pass it to Andrew, because then you have Andrew shooting and Garrison rebounding as opposed to the other way around. But I also don't want him to be so hesitant that it bothers his percentage he's going to make because he's worried about if it's the right shot or not.
Coach, when you have a player in Cole who's received all these preseason accolades and receives far more attention than anyone on the team, is there anything you have to do specifically to kind of balance chemistry and?
If I have to, I haven't done it yet because I haven't seen the need to. There's several things that are going on to be a leader, and one is you have to be vocal, but the other way you get it, you get the respect from everybody else. He won the 12-minute run. He was the only one of only 2 guys that passed the tough time in the conditioning test. We had a very difficult running day over at the indoor facility, and he was off the charts good. So I think that he's gotten the respect from the guys because of that, and he will listen. You know, especially B-Rob and Garrison, they can say things to him, and he takes it very well. So he's got a tremendous number of people saying tremendous things about him, but I think he's still trying to do the best he can out on the court. So far, I haven't said one word to him about it. Just go play.
How rare has it been for a freshman to win the 12-minute run for you?
I don't know if I've ever had anybody win it before. I know when I was assistant here, I think Steve Hales, a freshman, won it. Kirk Heinrich may have won it at Kansas. It could be the first. Yeah. I'm not sure, but it could be the first.
Does that have any significance to you?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Got to dang gum play on game day. Hell, I looked real good in the 12-minute run 20 years ago, but you got to play on game day.
20?
Yeah.
When did
I passed it at 42. I passed the 12-minute run when I was 42, so all it is a little bit of toughness. If you have a lot of toughness, you can do it as a freshman. Yes.
When did coaches kind of hear about this idea for playing an ACC game in the first game of the year, and did you guys get any chance to give them feedback on that?
You know, we're like the mushroom, throw the crap to us in the corner and hope it grows. I don't think I ever heard of anything about it. You know, but again, they give the schedule to you. Everybody's got the schedule you got to play, but I think everybody knows I don't like the 20-game schedule and all those kind of things. But, you know, if it were reversed right now, okay, if I had, like Michael, if I had all 5 starters back, it wouldn't be bothering me as much as it is with Garrison being the only starter. So it's that part of it's personal. I don't like the idea of the 20-game schedule or anything like that. But I think if I had 5 starters and Michael only had 1, he'd probably be bothered more by it than he is now.
Coach, is there anything that you do like with this team developing, some of the bright spots that you see?
I think they're trying hard. It's just that it's been such an unsettled preseason. I mean, I told you, we called one guy the day before practice started, Robbie O'Han, asked him if he wanted to try out. And he might play tomorrow night. And that's scary. You know, guys in our student body, he's thinking about his next date, and all of a sudden we call him. But we have B-Rob, Jeremiah, Anthony Harris, and Sterling over there in street clothes. And is that the only ones?
Yeah, because you get KJ back.
Yeah, so KJ won't be in street clothes. And yesterday's the first day he's gone full court for us. So, and 4 of those 5, if you count KJ, 4 of the 5 are 1 or 2 man. And so we've really been stretched quite a bit there. It's been a bother. I mean, losing B-Rob was our most experienced, highest field goal percentage from 3 last year, all those things. And he was also our 3rd point guard. And so we lose him at the 2-3, and now Andrew Playtech, Christian Keeling, or Justin Pierce, or Leaky Black are going to start at the 2 and 3. Not one of those guys has ever started an ACC game. So just losing B-Rob was more than just one guy going down. So it's been really unsettled. It's hard to we're trying to piecemeal things together. Oh, we got a game, you know, but we're not focusing on just playing the games. We're trying to prepare for the long haul. But it's been more difficult. It's been the most difficult one. I started saying one of the most, but that's a lie. It's been the most difficult preseason for trying to get your team ready I've ever had.
So B-Rob is out tomorrow?
Yes.
You list
He looks really good on that one of those little rolling scooters that roll around on the floor. He and KJ are experts at that now.
You listed some of the players that are going to fill in for B-Rob. What do you need from those guys to step in for the seniors out?
Well, as I said, he was the best 3-point shooter returning, 43% or something like that last year. So we'd like for him to make some shots. They got to rebound the ball, but he wasn't rebounding it great in practice, but still, that's what we always said from our 2-3 men. We've got to get help and be able to defend a guy on the perimeter. And when you're playing against Notre Dame, 46% of their shots or something like that are from 3. So, again, he's the only guy, because I believe Andrew's most minutes is probably 8 or 9 or 10 minutes a game. He's the only guy on our team that's ever played on the perimeter on a consistent basis in an ACC game. So defense, offense, rebounding, ball handling, you got to get it from everybody, everything.
Does it affect the leadership too? I mean, I know Garrison's kind of one of the leaders as well, but B-Rob was the senior.
Yeah, and there's no question it affects it because he is the senior who was saying, Coach, what do you think about this? And like I say, now he's got one knee up on a little scooter running around the court. So he was the leader of the team. Cole, because if you heard me say this before, the nature of the position of point guard is a leader. But B-Rob, if anything was going to be done with the team or by the team, he was the guy that I talked to.
What's the benefit of opening with a conference game? Is it a litmus test this early?
You'll have to ask somebody else that question because I don't see any benefits from it. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Those of you who've been around here a long time, I told the story one year we opened up with Georgia, Hugh Durham was their coach. He was a great defensive coach. And that was at home when I was at Kansas. And then second game we played at Indiana with Bob Knight, who was a great defensive coach. And we had a freshman point guard and a JUCO wing guy. They backed off those guys so far and dared them to shoot. And they did shoot a couple in both games. And both of them were air balls or bricks or whatever. They didn't shoot again until February. And I think that's the hard part, is that you want to have some games that your kids can make mistakes and then not harm them for the rest of the year. It not be a game deciding factor. But that was really, that team went to a Final Four. And but it took me 2 months to get those two young guys, or young, one was a JUCO, but it took me seriously, January, February, where I could get them to shoot the ball ever again, because they backed off of them so far, it was embarrassing. And we won both games. But it wasn't, I mean, it was pretty doggone close games too. So I see no benefit. Now, again, if I had 5 guys starting or 12 guys back that all played, I might say it was okay. But I don't see any benefit from starting that way.
You appreciate more maybe the veteran elements you had the last few years now that you're in this situation?
I think it's harder to appreciate it more than I did, because you've always heard me say I like having those veteran guys around who've been through it. And talent always wins, but experienced talent really wins. And experience can make up in a lot of areas for talent, early in the season, middle of the season, and late in the season. So yeah, but North Carolina's still going to walk out there. We've got to have 5 guys that can play, but I don't like having more guys on the sideline in suits than I do in uniforms.
I know ankle injuries can range. In the house series, did Brandon Robinson's?
I think he's really serious. Like I say, guys, he's riding around on a scooter. He's not walking. He's got a boot on and still riding around on a scooter. It looks like play school. He fits right in, too.
Did you gain anything the other night by seeing how things worked without him out there? Almost a full game of it.
Not really. I mean, we didn't play very well, and we showed them a lot on tape, so we'll see how they bounce back, because we didn't necessarily do things that we really wanted to do. But that's the reason we play an exhibition, and I always fight in my own mind whether it's better to play 2 exhibitions and have 2 times where you're out there in front of fans, because you're going to have some of that game slippage. But I do like the mix of playing the scrimmage, close scrimmage, where you can do a lot of teaching and have the exhibition game both. But maybe if you're a young team, as young as we are, maybe it's good to have 2 exhibitions. I don't know. I always try to decide in my own mind, but there's a lot of things we learn now. We've got to find out tomorrow night if we've improved on any of them.
Think that changes at all with the 20-game league schedule? Give you a second game in front of people against a non-conference team to kind of help give confidence?
That's what I was saying. I always fight the battle if I should play 2 exhibition games.
Yeah, but do you think now with the 20-game league schedule, you might be more inclined to consider doing that?
I don't know. Because if you have 2 more league games, it depends. I think it depends on your team. But I fight that battle every year, and I never come up with the right answer. But so we've stuck with for the past several years anyway, we've stuck with the idea of the 1 close scrimmage where you can work on. Villanova's got the ball out of bounds underneath 2 seconds to play. We've got it out of bounds the other end with 12 seconds to play. You can do all those kind of things that helps you, and so I'd hate to lose that. But with a younger team, I'll say it again, maybe it's best to get but I don't think the 20-game ACC schedule would make me change my mind either way. I don't think that would be the factor anyway.
Really, Mike's teams have consistently been very efficient offensively,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that's turnovers, a lot of that's relying on the 3-point shot. What does he do that's so unique in offensive end?
He's stubborn, and they play the way he wants them to play. And I happen to think saying stubborn is really a big-time positive, because he knows how he wants to play, and he gets those kids to play that way. And not only do I think he's really a good guy, and I enjoy him, I watch his team, and I watch his team play a lot during the course of the seasons. And the last couple of years, he's been hit probably with injuries as hard, if not harder, than anybody in the country. But the way he gets his better shooters to get most of the shots, and it's something that I enjoy. And again, Gibbs, 104 games, 69 starts, and I think that youngster has done what he wanted him to do from day one. Mooney's one of the better players, probably the best returning player in the entire league. I think he was the only first, second, and third team All-ACC guy that's back this year. But Michael's style, they have great spacing. They want those guys that make shots to get more shots than those guys that don't make as many. He's always had a defensive guy that can protect around the rim. August, what's his name? Played 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I think it's Augustus. Him and in Durham right now, they have a guy around the rim that makes it difficult for you to score there. Have more than one ball handler, so you can't try to take one guy away. He's really a good coach. I've known Michael since he was a high school coach at DeMatha, one of Morgan Woot's assistants. But I don't say, when I say the stubborn, I say it in a very positive way, because his guys play the way he wants them to play. He does a lot of things. I mean, I'm not going to show up in the locker room without a shirt on like he did in Maui a couple of years ago, but I'll do some wacko things. But I told him, I said, I'm drawing the line right there, big fella. And it didn't bother him at all. He was very easy and comfortable with it.
Take 1 or 2 more, and then we'll get Garrison in here.
I know you were upset with the defense, but didn't want to say too much before you watched the tape. Did that make anything better on Friday?
Made it worse. We just I've got to understand, because we've been working so hard defensively. I went back and checked the practice plans from the last 3 years, and there are certain things defensively we've worked on more this year than all 3 of those years put together. And so what it's done too is made us be a little farther behind offensively with our efficiency and our turnovers probably too.
Coach, how do you, excuse me if you've answered this, I wasn't totally sure, but managing your younger kids playing Carolina basketball and the expectations that come with that, because the spotlight is on UNC all the time, with them going into the new season, and how do you kind of manage those nerves?
I haven't done a very good job of it. Yesterday. I just screamed at them. I don't know that helped either, but you know, one of the greatest feelings in the world is running out of that tunnel on game night. It's a pretty special thing. The only thing better than that is running back through that tunnel after you've played well and won. And so there's a big difference of what happens in those 40 minutes as to how you feel. But they're going to feel a little tightness. And I don't mind a little nervous energy. I want them to be excited about playing, but I don't want that to dominate. They've got to lose themselves in the game and focus on what we're trying to do and play each possession and next play. Next play. You can't be worried about missing a shot and then going down and can't find your man on the defensive end of the floor.
How does the preseason hype for Cole Anthony compare to other freshmen you've had at UNC? I mean, Harrison Barnes, and Little.
Well, nothing like those. I mean, it's 100 times more than those guys, because social media is so much more. I mean, I remember, you know, I used to be telephone. My God, now we've got 100 things. I don't even know what the hell they are. And so it's, I think, 100 times more than anybody else. You know, Harrison was 1, 2, or 3 in the country. But the social media now, it makes, well, it's nowhere near close. And it's because Cole's been very successful at a very high level for a long time. But it's also because we're in a different world now, too. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Roy.